What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the second quarter. I'm your co-host, Dalton Carty.
I'm Jacob Wolf.
Changed his name.
Changed my name. This has been a while since we've done this, but we're going to try and jump right back into it. Pre-week one here. We're going to go with our week one predictions for the games. We're going to start with Thursday Night Football. You want to start it?
Bills versus Rams, 31-20. I think the Bills are going to cover that -2 spread. The Rams, they won the Super Bowl, but the Bills are just a powerhouse offense. They might be riding that high a little bit. Their team's getting older, so I got the Bills taking the win.
Yeah, I got the Bills winning 34-31, also covering the -2.5. The Rams are getting old. There's a lot of controversy there in the offseason with the whole Odell and Von Miller leaving the Rams to go to the Bills and Aaron Donald dual-wielding helmets against the Bengals. But doesn't mean I think the Bills are great. I just think they're better than the Rams. So we're going to pause for the thumbnail real quick.
All right. Moving on to the Sunday games. Ravens versus Jets. I'm going to take a 27-17 win. Ravens covering the -7.5. It's the Jets. Nothing else needs to be said. The Ravens are healthy this year. They're gonna come out and win.
That's a very fair assumption. I got the Ravens 31-10. I just don't think the Jets are going to do much. I think the Ravens offense is too high-powered, and Lamar's back from injury, and he's going to be looking to prove that he is actually a top 5 quarterback in the league with a lot of people doubting him.
Which he is.
He definitely is. He's top 5. It's not close.
Exactly.
It's not really up for debate, but a lot of people are just disregarding him from that. So I got the Ravens 31-10.
Browns-Panthers in Carolina. This is probably going to be my favorite game of the week.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go 27-28. The Panthers win. And I'm going to take the Browns covering the 2.5. I think Baker Mayfield's that guy.
I don't think Baker Mayfield's that guy, but I think this is going to be the best game of his career. I got him winning. I got the Panthers winning 28-10. And if they do and Baker plays great, I'd expect one of the best interviews of all time post-game.
Texans versus Colts in Indianapolis. I got a 14-21 win. Texans covering the +8. The Colts, they got a new quarterback this year. Maybe an upgrade in the quarterback. I think Matt Ryan's a little bit old. Everybody's really high on the Colts this year for some reason. I'm just not as high on them as a lot of people. Jonathan Taylor is still that guy, but he can't be your entire offense.
I don't think they're going to do phenomenal this year, but I got them winning 23-6. It's the Texans.
Yeah.
It's the Texans. They're just...
Colts got a good defense. Stephon Gilmore, Kenny Moore.
DeForest Buckner, Shaq Leonard.
Yeah, Shaq Leonard.
It's the Texans. They got a new head coach. Their team's horrible anyway. Lovie Smith has just been horrendous in his career, so I don't know why he got another shot, but it is what it is.
Commanders versus Jaguars in Jacksonville. I'm going to go 27-20. The Commanders winning. I'm going to take the Commanders on the -3 as well. Carson Wentz is not the best quarterback, but certainly better than Trevor Lawrence, despite throwing last year with the Colts against them.
That's arguable. I wouldn't say he's better than Trevor Lawrence. At this very moment, maybe, but we got to see how week one plays out first. But I do have the Commanders winning 17-13, covering the -3 as well. But Trevor Lawrence is one of the best prospects in recent memory, and one bad year in the situation he was in really wasn't that bad.
That's true. If I were to play a football game tomorrow, I'd rather have Carson Wentz than Trevor Lawrence.
I'd rather have neither.
If you had to pick between the two.
I'm going Trevor Lawrence.
So Dolphins versus Patriots. This is going to be my upset of the week. I'm going to say it's a 17-28 win for the Patriots, and they're going to cover the +2.5 just because the Dolphins, they got a new head coach. They're going to have a new system. Tua Tagovailoa, or I should say Tua turn the ball over, is just, he's not him. He's not the guy to lead that team to a win, especially a well-coached team like the Patriots. And Mac Jones is a very good field general quarterback. I have the Patriots taking the win.
I also got the Pats winning 24-17, covering the +3. And the Dolphins are not a good football team. They always seem to have the Patriots number at least once every year, but I just don't think week one with a new head coach is going to be the week. Maybe later in the season.
I don't think they can go into Foxborough and get a win. Moving on to, this is my lock of the week, the Saints versus the Falcons. I'm going to say it's a 31-10 win for the Saints, covering the -5.5. Jameis Winston's healthy this year. Michael Thomas is healthy to start the year. Alvin Kamara is probably not getting suspended. And the Falcons' starting quarterback is Marcus Mariota. So,
That's a fair assumption. I got the Saints 27-13. I just feel like the Falcons are going to need time to gel, especially with a new quarterback and probably a quarterback controversy later into the year. They're just not going to be great this year. So I do expect a big year from Kyle Pitts. I'm going to put that out there now. Just, usually when a team gets a new quarterback, the tight end's their biggest safety valve and their greatest weapon. So, but I do got the Saints winning by 14.
Eagles versus Lions in Detroit, 28-21. Eagles take it. I think they're going to cover the -4. The Lions are not a bad football team that everybody thinks they are. Jared Goff, led a team to a Super Bowl at one point in his career.
I don't think Jared Goff led that team to the Super Bowl. But
Jared Goff
was
on a team.
Jared Goff was the quarterback of a team
that went to the Super Bowl. But I think Jared Goff is a mid-tier quarterback. He's got Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's got DeAndre Swift. I just think the Eagles got a little bit more firepower. Jalen Hurts now, and then they have A.J. Brown this year, Devontae Smith, and they have a great offensive line.
Yeah, I'm with you, but I got the Lions winning 17-13. I think this is the first one we've actually disagreed on up to this point, but, the Lions are looking good this year, and I really feel like I'd personally run through a wall for Dan Campbell. That man is just a great head coach.
Yeah, I haven't watched Hard Knocks. I'd definitely go watch it.
Oh, absolutely.
Great show. Steelers versus Bengals, 17-35. Bengals cover the -6.5. Mitch Trubisky, while I think is a decent quarterback, a mid-tier quarterback, Mike Tomlin knows what he's doing there. I think Mitch Trubisky's going to have a solid year this year. The Bengals offense is still just too overpowered. They made the Super Bowl.
I've heard that Kenny Pickett's actually third on that quarterback depth chart.
Is he really?
Behind Mason Rudolph. Which is kind of weird, being that he was the first quarterback off the board. He went in the first round. But I think we actually have the same score. I got the Bengals 35-17 as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But Mitch is a good quarterback. He could have a great year, especially after sitting behind a guy like Josh Allen for a year. But there's just no way they win this game.
49ers versus Bears in Chicago. I'm going to say it's a 21-17 win for the Niners, but the Bears cover that +7. Trey Lance is essentially a rookie quarterback this year, so I don't really foresee him taking a hold of that offense week one, walking into Chicago and winning against Justin Fields, who's had a year under his belt.
Horrible year.
Despite they
go off.
What's that?
Horrible year, but go off, I guess.
They have a new coach this year, and Darnell Mooney's really going to establish himself.
A new coach is exactly why I think they're not going to win this week. I got the Niners 24-7. And that's just crazy to say.
It's
because
new coach versus new quarterback.
Yeah, and I'm taking the new quarterback every time just because of the system Shanahan runs and the firepower they have on that defense.
Trey Lance did get a chance to sit down for a year and kind of learn the system before he's taking the reins.
That is just a great offensive system. Not a great defensive system, but the firepower they have on that defense makes up for it. So now we're going to head to the 4 o'clock games. First up, we got Giants and Titans in Nashville. I'm going Titans 24-13, covering the -5.5. It's the Giants. They're the Giants. I don't know what more you want me to say about that.
This is my another lock of the week. Titans versus Giants. 10-34. Titans. They're at home. They are a very high-powered offense. They hit you in the mouth and just keep on going. They have a good defense despite losing Harold Landry, and it's the Giants. Who else do they have other than Saquon? Kadarius Toney.
I don't know if we can really even count Saquon as a great player
Yeah,
anymore.
he's hurt too much. You don't know what he is anymore.
I'd probably take Daniel Jones over Ryan Tannehill, though. But that's not.
That's up for debate. Yeah,
that's not the point of this game. That's the fact that the Titans are just a much better team despite losing Harold Landry. They're going to win this game. Malik Willis is also not him, by the way. Please don't ever say he is. Ask this guy.
Malik Willis is Michael Vick.
He's not him.
Michael Vick Jr.
Malik Willis is mid at best. But up next, we got the Packers at the Vikings, and I got the Vikings 28-27, covering the +1.5. I just don't think the Packers are going to be that great this year. I understand they got Aaron Rodgers, the back-to-back MVP, but he's tripping off perks before games and
has 0 weapons.
Yeah, he has 0 weapons. His best weapon's Allen Lazard and like a 90-year-old Randall Cobb. I just don't trust him anymore. He only threw the ball to Devontae Adams last year because he trusted nobody, and I got the Vikings winning. They got too much firepower, despite the fact that the Packers have a much better quarterback.
I also have the Vikings winning 28-20, covering that +1.5. And he pretty much covered it pretty well. Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, a lot of weapons on that team, Dalvin Cook, and then, who does Aaron Rodgers have other than himself?
Yeah, exactly. He can't throw the ball to himself. Then we got the Chiefs at the Cardinals. I got the Chiefs 34-28. Listen, I have no faith in the Cardinals. I had no faith in the Cardinals last year, and they were like, what, 7-0, 8-0? Like,
Yeah, I believe they were.
yeah,
8-0.
I'm pretty sure they were. But they're not a good team. And especially not week one without their best weapon, DeAndre Hopkins. It's just not going to work.
I have to agree with that. I say the Chiefs cover the -4 and beat them 30-20. It's Patrick Mahomes, despite losing Tyreek Hill. That's still the best quarterback in the NFL, and you have the best tight end in Travis Kelce. Juju Smith-Schuster obviously can't fill the role of Tyreek Hill, but it's definitely an upgrade.
Work on spreading the field, and Mecole Hardman can kind of take like a Tyreek Hill role with that speed he's got. And last for the 4 o'clock games, we got the Raiders at the Chargers. I got the Chargers 31-21 covering the -3. As good as both of these teams are, I just feel like the Chargers are a good bit ahead of the Raiders. The whole AFC West is just a great division, but I don't think it's going to be as close as people think.
I have the Chargers winning it 30-27, and I think it's going to be a split. Last year that great game,
the final game of the regular season
catapulted
that is one of
the Raiders into the playoffs.
That is one of the best games I've ever watched in my life.
Oh, absolutely.
Brandon Staley cost the Chargers a playoff spot.
So I don't think he's going to make those same mistakes this week.
No, I don't think.
But with the Raiders having a new head coach, they have Devontae Adams. There's some chemistry there between Carr and Adams.
That's actually
already.
a great point. The new head coach. Last time Josh McDaniels got a head coaching job, we all remember what happened, right?
We do.
Yeah, we do. So I mean, why did he get another shot?
But I have them. I have it on the spread. It's going with a split.
Solid pick. Sunday night we got the Buccaneers at the Cowboys. I got the Bucs winning 28-24. Cowboys fans always think it's their year, so that's all you've heard up to this point, despite the fact that their phenomenal running back isn't even the best running back on the roster. They ran a quarterback draw with 14 seconds left and no timeouts in the playoffs last year. They're just not a good team. They have good weapons. They're just not a good team.
I think the Buccaneers go in there, and I think that they beat the Cowboys 35-30. Bucks cover the -2.5. I preached it last year that the Cowboys they wasn't that team, and then they got beat by the 49ers in the playoffs. I think it's going to be the same thing this year, despite having that great defense and that great offense. The Buccaneers are just too overpowered for them.
It's a fair point. So for Monday night, we got the Broncos at the Seahawks. Russ's revenge game, sort of. He definitely loved it in Seattle, but we're going to call it a revenge game. That's what the NFL is doing so they can get more views because they need them. I got the Broncos winning 31-3. It's not going to be a close game. I understand the Seahawks know Russ's weakness, but they don't really have much they can do. Their offense isn't great. They got great receivers. They got great weapons, but Geno Smith's not a good quarterback.
I have the Broncos winning 28-13, covering the -6.5. Drew Lock is not a good quarterback.
Pretty sure they're starting Geno.
Geno Smith is not a good quarterback.
I'd rather have Drew Lock develop him. He's still young. He can still blossom.
I would definitely rather have Drew Lock than Geno Smith.
Absolutely.
But
Drew Lock's got that energy you just love.
Definitely, I agree with that. And it's Russell Wilson. A top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He's got really good weapons in Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick.
Cortland Sutton could definitely have a breakout year. He had a huge upgrade in quarterback and kind of like Cooper Kupp last year, so I think it's going to be to that level.
Going with fantasy, I didn't draft either one because I couldn't decide who was going to have the bigger year. And I know I would be kicking myself if I drafted Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton has the better year. Or if I drafted Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy has a better year.
I get you there. But we're going to get into some fantasy football later, so
That's
shut
true.
up.
Fantasy football is probably going to be on our next episode, so we'll see you guys then.
Deuces.